I had to explain to my wife the other day that everything that my family has said about her, the insults, the whore, the slut, the dirty spick Dominican, she has nigger blood, all of it, all of that, what she said about her. See, she feels very guilty that I don't talk to my daughter. She feels she's to blame for that. And what I explained to her, and it really came across very, because I wasn't heated at her, but I got heated as I was discussing this and explaining it to her. And I'm like, okay, now I got to make a video about this. That the whore comments and the put her on a leash comments are not about her. It's about insulting me. And that's what the narcissist and the abuser does. They're not, when they talk about a significant other or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a friend or whomever, and they're insulting them to your face, that isn't about them. That's about them disrespecting you. Everything that their hatred of her isn't about her. It's about their hatred for me. In that, they're jealous of her. They're jealous of my relationship with her. My mother made it very clear. My mother's jealous of her youth. She's jealous of her looks. She's jealous of her body. Evident in when, as I said before, the first time she met her. My mother said, I had a better body than she did at 23. And my father just staring at her, drooling. Disgusting. As then he's running into the other room, acting like, he supports my decision at first to leave and for the divorce because they hated her for so long, till they met my girlfriend and saw what she looked like. And then that's when he starts running in to the other room to call my ex-wife at the time, talking to my ex-wife in the other room multiple times. And that's when started hearing about, these Dominicans, they got that nigger blood. If you have a kid with her, it could come out half black. And oh yeah. But that's not about her. See, they got to tear her down because she's too good for me. I'm not allowed to have her. See, it's not about her being a bad influence or a cancer or a whore or a slut or having nigger blood, or she's too young, or whatever it is. She's too good for me. I can't have her. She's better, smarter, prettier than anybody in the family. And I can't have that. No. You see, what the narcissist does when you're the target, you are their litmus test of success. And what I mean by that is, as long as they have you to look down their nose at, then they never have to analyze a friggin' thing in their own life. Because at some point very early on, they targeted you as inferior to them. And that's how it always has to stay for the narcissist. Because if at some point they actually have to acknowledge you've done something, you are something better than them, then they have lost their whole meaning of being. You are the narcissist litmus test. So they can stare down their nose at you. As long as they got you to stare down their nose at, it's all good. It's all good. The narcissist doesn't want you to do better than them. The narcissist doesn't want you to be better than them. The narcissist needs you to be beneath them, so they don't have to analyze themselves. The narcissist doesn't do anything out of kindness or goodness, even for the quote unquote, the quote unquote golden child, or the people that they put on a show for, or people that they're generous for. They're not being generous for any other reason than to tell you, I'm going to do this for them and not for you. I'm going to be there for this person and not for you. It's about the message. It's all about the message they're sending back to you, that you are beneath everybody and everything. So when the narcissist insults people that you're close to, people that you care about, it's not about that person. It's about their hatred for you. And it's funny that my mother would use the black blood thing in my wife. Because here's the thing, and I haven't spoken about this, about my mother and me. My mother, when she would brush my hair, and the reason why I keep my hair short is I have very, very curly, coarse, kinky hair, which she used to knot up and then rip a brush through, calling it nigger hair. She's like, you got nigger hair just like me, just like me. And this is, I think, a key to some of my mother's psychosis. She was like, and you got those big nigger lips, and she would just rip at the hair. And then I would cry, and she's like, I would have to deal with this when I was a kid. They would all call me a little Aunt Jemima Jigaboo at school, which my mother's dark-skinned and curly black hair. And I heard the same thing. You think you want to see the N-word get thrown around? Try being the darkest white kid in an all-white school with coarse hair. That's all I was called for years. For years. That was something that used to bother me at school, and I would come home and would tell my mom, I had to listen to the same thing. They'd call me, and then they throw rocks at me, and so you would have thought she would have had some empathy. No, she wanted to see me go through it just like she did, and she took pleasure in it. And she didn't do anything like keep my hair short. She kept my hair at this ridiculous length, puffed it out into an afro to the point where I have a complex about my hair. I keep it very short. That's why I wear the beanies, and it's just, and it really comes from being part Armenian, part Italian. So it's two very coarse-haired people and dark skin. Now, there was an example there was a real opportunity for my mother, to take something that she had gone through, and no, but she didn't try to help me with it. She wanted to see me suffer with it. Because the narcissist doesn't like you. The narcissist wants to see you hurt. The narcissist wants to see you in pain. Because then, as long as you're in pain, and they could be the cause of it, they have some satisfaction, they have some meaning, and they don't have to analyze their own miserable, pathetic lives. So for my mother to be, the black blood thing, and with my wife being Dominican, it didn't matter because they didn't like my ex-wife because she was Irish. You don't marry the Irish. They're all fat, drunk Irish pigs. So, and all the insults about my ex-wife, in fairness, for as much bitching and complaining I do about the woman, and a lot of it is earned, all of it's earned, their hatred for her, even still, even though a lot of their anger towards her was righteous because she did act like an asshole a lot of times, but it didn't matter because they were going to hate her regardless because she was with me and she was going to be my wife. This brainwashing they do with my daughter isn't about, because they think they're doing right by my daughter. No, they're just trying to keep her away from me. Why? Because they don't like me. And as long as they can try to think they're pushing me down, they don't have to look at themselves. They don't have to admit he's better than me, even though they know it in their core. They know it in their core. I said in an earlier video, this went down because my father couldn't handle that after I had left my wife, my ex-wife, that I had changed. I was morphing into this person that everybody liked and everybody wanted to be around. My mother, her sisters, the friends. I was a different person. To the point where the week before all this broke with my parent, with my father and all this, my mother actually went up and thanked my current wife, then girlfriend. Thank you for giving me a son. Because I had tried to put it past for my mother. I tried to make a relationship after I left. But my father wasn't going to have it. He wasn't going to have it. Because if I could have gotten to the point where it was going, then he would have been second fiddle. And he, instead of being happy for his son and happy that I was getting somewhere where I was happy in life, no, he couldn't have it. He wouldn't have it. He had to sabotage it. Because with the narcissist, it's always about who can I look down my nose at. And being the target of him and my mother, unfortunately. See, my mother's got the borderline, and that's more of a psychosis. A little more uncontrollable. My father is evil narcissist. Plotting, conniving narcissist. And it was probably about his own stranglehold on the family and for his own bullshit. The fear of me. Maybe my mother would have figured out, you know what, maybe I don't need this leech. Possibly. I think it's probable. So, he starts being on the phone with my ex-wife behind everybody's back and making little plots, and that's how we end up here. But it's all because the narcissist doesn't like you. It's important for the people you're with that you do care about, if they ever do catch the rage of the abuser, that they understand that it's not about them. It's about the rage at them is about you, and about your abuser seeing that person as a threat to their control, a threat to their stranglehold. And that's exactly what my wife was for me. She was my lifeline to getting somewhere near happiness. And as sad as I am that my daughter is brainwashed up there, it's still going to be a healthier environment in the long run when she does contact me, because at least my head is right and I have a safe place away from all of it. I understand now that only by removing yourself completely from the situation are you going to heal, and are you going to get a perspective for yourself and for the new people you choose to bring into your life. You have to be able to be at a point in your life where you can protect yourself and you can protect them, and you can explain to people, if and when they do encounter the rage of your abuser and your narcissist, you can explain to them, like, hey, it's not about you, it's about me. And don't acknowledge it, don't fight back. That's what they're looking for. It's not worth it. So, the moral of the video is, if you're with somebody, remember, the narcissist's rage towards them is about you, because the narcissist doesn't like you. Never has, never will. So stay away. This is Ollie Matthews. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Feel free to share any of my content where you like. You can friend request me on Facebook or Skype. The links are in the description box. Facebook is the best way to get a hold of me. I have to be honest, I am not going to be able to answer every message I get. It's quite a lot, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna answer where I can. I'm gonna make videos on some where I can, on some of the more interesting ones where I think people need help, and it's going to be beneficial and something that I have knowledge about. I mean, I don't have knowledge about everything on the subject, so I have to be honest. If you're waiting for a response right now, I don't know when I'll be able to get to them. It's just I think to be fair to everybody, I'm gonna have to do it basically through YouTube, through the YouTube comments where I can. But if you want me to try to take on a subject, still feel free to contact me, and if I can get to it, I will. If it's interesting, if I have something on the topic, I will make a video. So until next time, thanks for subscribing. This is Ollie Matthews, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks. Bye.